Hello everyone and thanks for joining me. In this particular video we are going to cover complete SQL tutorial in a one video, and this will be a complete interview preparation topic. Okay, so if you are preparing for any kind of the interview and you want to revise a SQL topic, you can refer to this particular video. Even though you are a beginner, you can also refer to this particular video. Everything we are going to cover from a beginner level to the advanced level, all the topics we have covered in this particular video. Okay, so let us start with this particular video now. So in our first topic, what we are going to start, we are going to start with the SQL. Okay, so what is this SQL? SQL is nothing but it is a structure query language. Okay, so let us try to understand first. Okay, so why we use a structure query language? What is the use of the SQL? Let us try to first understand. So the use of the SQL is nothing but through SQL we will try to interact with a database. Okay, so what is database? Database is nothing but in a high level I can say it is a collection of a table. Now let us try to understand what is this table. Table is nothing but it is a collection of data that contain, okay, in the form of rows and columns. Okay, so this much only you have to remember. Database, what is database? Database is nothing but it is a collection of table. What is table? Table is it is a collection of data that will contain in the form of the rows and the columns. For example, you know about the Excel, right? Excel spreadsheet. You there you will be having a rows, you will be having a column, and you will be having a data. Okay, that much only you have to remember. Okay, now the types of the database, let us try to understand what are the types of the database we have. So we usually have two types of the database. One is the relational database and a relational database, and the second is non-relational database. Non-relational database. So what is the use of the relational database? Let us try to first understand relational database. Here you will be having a data. It contain collection of data in form of rows and column. Okay, and also second property is like there will be having relation between the table. Relation between table. Okay, so suppose you have a employee table and suppose you have a department table. Okay, so there will be some kind of the relation between the employee table and the department table, so that you can perform some kind of the joining over there. Okay, there will be some kind of the relation over there. So in a relational database, generally you will try to get some kind of the relational table there. With the help of some kind of the primary key, we will try to join it. So in a practical session we will try to see more about this, how does it mean about the relation and the relational database, and all how actually relation is getting established and how we are actually connecting that. Actually we will see in a later. Okay, but in a relational database you have to remember the data will be in the form of the row and the column, and there will be relation between the table. Okay, now let us try to understand what is the non-relational database. Okay, when we talk about the non-relational database, the value will be having the value will not be having in the form of the rows and column. The value will be having, you will get to see key value in the form of the key value, like like you know about the dictionary key value JSON. Okay, in the form of the key value you will get to see, in the form of the graph you will get to see. Okay, so in a relational database there will be having some kind of the relation between the table, but in the non-relational there will not be having any kind of the relation between the table. Okay, so these are the major difference between the relational database and the non-relational database. Now when we say a relational database, so what are the database which comes under the relational database? First is the SQL, MySQL. Second is the SQL Server. Okay, and when we talk about the Non-relational, so we have a MongoDB. Apart from that, we have a edge base. When we also have a Cassandra, and we have a multiple. Okay, and here we can say we also have a SQLite. We also have a multiple databases are there. Okay, like Postgre is also there. Postgre SQL. Okay, based on their security purpose, based on their speeds and all, we have a different kind. Okay, so in our playlist, what are the on which database we are going to cover? We are going with a SQL Server. We are going with a SQL Server. Okay, okay. So whatever the practical we will do in a SQL Server only. Okay, how to write a query, how actually you can perform different kind of the database. So the everything we are going to cover with the SQL Server. Okay, now we have seen like we have a database, we have a table, we have a, some kind of the relational database. Okay, so but what is the use of the SQL? What do you mean by the SQL and the difference between the SQL versus MySQL? Okay, so SQL is nothing but with the help of the SQL, we will try to interact with the MySQL, SQL Server, SQLite, and the PostgreSQL. So what is SQL? SQL is nothing but it is the way through which we will communicate to our database. So this is nothing but a SQL. Okay. So with the help of the SQL language, we will try to interact with a different database. So we have a relational database, MySQL, SQL Server, SQLite, and the Postgre, right? So there only we will try to interact with the help of the SQL query language. Okay. So in next video, we will try to start with our practical session and we will try to understand more about it. Okay. Yeah. Some of the SQL commands. Okay, in the previous video we have already seen what is SQL, what is database, what is table and all, and what is the difference between a SQL and a MySQL. Okay, so SQL, with the help of the SQL, generally we try to interact with a database. So it is a kind of the structured query language. It is a kind of the language through which we actually try to interact with a MySQL or the SQL Server databases and all. Okay, so when you want to interact with the MySQL and the SQL Server, you should be having some kind of the language, some of the commands, which we generally say as a commands. Okay, so we have certain commands through which we actually try to interact with the SQL Server. So let us first try to understand what are the SQL commands which is available. So we usually have four types. One is the DDL, second is DML, third is DCL, and fourth is the TCL. What is this DDL? DDL is nothing but a data definition language. Okay, what do you mean by the DML? DML is nothing but a data manipulation. Okay, what is the DCL? DCL is nothing but a data control language. Okay, and TCL is transaction control language. Transaction control language. Okay, so let us first try to understand what is this data definition language. Data definition language is nothing but where actually we want to create a certain kind of the schema, certain kind of the database object like a table. Okay, so for that we generally use a DDL command. So we have a certain DDL commands like create for the creation of the table. You when you want to modify something, then we generally go for the alter. When you want to drop the structure of the table, then you generally go for the drop. When you want to remove the data from your table, then we generally go for the truncate. And when you want to add certain kind of the comment, so we go for the comment. So any kind of the definition related to your object, we generally go for the DDL commands. Okay, in a practical we will see how actually this query looks like. Okay, but data definition itself we can understand, we are actually defining something. Okay, now let us talk about the DML command. So we have a certain DML command when you want to do some kind of the manipulation. Okay, suppose you have a table and suppose you want to insert a data, when you want to update a data, when you want to delete a data, when you want to see a data. So when any kind of the manipulation is required, then generally we go for the DML command. Okay, So data definition language we actually try to define. In a DML we actually try to manipulate. Now third is the DCL. DCL is like data control language. Okay, so you are a user. When you want to give any kind of the access privilege in that particular scenario, we generally go for the DCL. That is a third data control language. When you want to give particular user to a certain access, okay, in that case we actually go for the grant. When you want to remove any kind of the access, we go for the revoke. So this is nothing but a data control language. We actually try to control over the access. Okay, so we understand about the DDL, we understand about the DML, we understand about the DCL. Now fourth is the TCL. TCL is nothing but a transaction control language. Okay, this generally we use it for the any kind of the transaction. Okay, generally in online we do certain shoppings, right? So when we do a certain shopping, so suppose the transaction is completed, then we use a commit. When the transaction is not completed, then we generally roll back. Okay, so these actually follow the atomic property that actually we will see later, like acid properties we have. Okay, so when any related to the transaction where we want to do a commit rollback, then we go for the TCL. Okay, and this is a very much interview question also. What is the difference between the DDL, DML, DCL and the TCL? So you should remember, DDL is nothing but when you want to define any kind of the schema, any kind of the definition you want to define about your structure of the table, then you generally go for the DDL. DML is related to any kind of the manipulation, and DCL you can remember like we want to grant or revoke the access, and TCL is nothing but any kind of the transaction related. Okay, yeah. So in coming video we will see practical. In practical we will understand more about it. Yeah, thank you. Hello everyone. So in previous video we have seen like the SQL commands. What are the SQL commands we have? Like we have seen about the DDL, DML, DCL and TCL, and different the SQL commands which we have, through which we can actually communicate to the SQL server. Okay. Now in this video what actually we are going to do, we are going to start with our practical, and we will see how actually we can create a database, how actually we can create a table, and how the schema will look like. That all the things we are going to cover. Okay, I hope you have already installed the SQL server. Okay, so let us try to open a SQL servers. I hope you have installed the SQL server management studio also. Click on the open. If you haven't installed the SQL server management studio, please do install it, because all the practicals we are going to see and we are going to practice in here only. Okay, once you will open the SQL Server Management Studio, this will look like this. Okay. First you have to give the server name and you have to log in. Okay. Once you will log in, this will look like this. Okay, now here we have in the left side we can see we have option about the database security replication and all. What we have to do, you can see on the top we have a new query. Just click on the new query. Okay, once you will click on this new query, this is where we can write any kind of the query. Okay, now what actually we are going to do, we are going to create one database. Okay, we are going to see how actually we can create a database first, because the first thing is like first we had to create a database, and under this database only we have to create a table. So how actually we can do, create a database. Okay, database. What is database? Database is nothing but it is a collection of data that holds the information in the form of a table. So how actually we can create a database? The query is very simple: create database and the database name. What is the database name which you want to give? I want to give database name as a employee database. Employee database something, any name you can give. Okay, this is the query. Once you will execute this, how actually you can execute, just select this. Okay, and you can see here we have option like the execute. If you will execute, you can see commands completed successfully. And if you want to see whether this employee database is created or not, in the left side right. Okay, here I already have created so many database, that's why you can see, but you can see employee database has been created now. This is the employee database. Okay, now if you will see, as of now on which database I am not in a employee database. As of now, if you will see, I am in the master database. Okay, this is the master database. From here you can see what are the database you have and you can go there. Okay, but through command how actually I can go under this database? how to use database. Okay, how to use database, syntax is very simple, use, and the what is the database name, employee database. This is the query which we had to return, use database, and after that just execute. Okay, now if you will see, he previously it was master, now it got changed to employee database. Okay, now we are under employee database. Okay, so how actually you can create a database, create database, and the database, how actually you can use this database, use command, use, and the database name. Okay, now let us see how actually how to create a table. And okay, now we are going to see how actually we can create a table. Okay, syntax query is very simple, create table. Okay, create table you have to write. Okay, after that the table name, what is the table name you want to create? I want to create table name as a employee. Okay, and after that you just have to open a bracket, and after that we have to define the schema. Okay, so if you will see in Excel also, you will be having row and column. Okay, in a column you will be having id, salary, name, address, something, right? So that actually we have to define like how actually our table will look like. So for that actually we had to give the schema. So I will give id. Okay, and this will be an integer. What is integer? This integer will contain all the numeric value, like if you are having any kind of the id 1 2 3 4, you are having any kind of the salary, that comes under the data type of the integer. Okay, so I am giving id as a integer. After that I also want a name. Okay, and I am giving as a varchar, because varchar and the 128. Okay, up to 128 character you can consider. Okay, so that is how actually I am defining. My first column will be id, second will be the name, and third will and this is how actually we have to give, like how actually our schema will look like and the data type will look like. Means in id column all the value will be in an integer, in the name column all the value will be in the varchar type. Okay, we have given id, we have given name, let us give salary also. I will give salary also, and this also I will define as an integer. This is the syntax only. Create table, and after that you have to give the schema, how actually your schema will look like, and after that you just have to execute. Once you will execute, you can see commands completed successful. Okay, now you have created a database. You have created a table. Okay, create table, table name, and you have to define the schema. Okay, now if you want to insert the data, how actually you can insert a data? Syntax is very simple, insert into table. What is our table name? Our table name is employee, insert into table. Okay, and after that values, what is the values? We want to give the values for the id. My id is 1, suppose. Name is Manish. Okay, and after the salary is 10,000. Okay, like this actually we can insert the value. Okay, insert into table, and then we have to give our values. That is how actually you can insert the value. Now if you will execute this, you can see one row affected. Now let us try to see how actually you can retrieve a data, retrieve data. Okay, means how actually you can see your table. Okay, so syntax is very simple, select star from and the table name. What is my table name? My table name is employee, so I will give just a employee. Select star from employee, if you will give, and if you will execute, you can see one table which got created, and we have value like id, name, and the salary which we have defined, and the value we have inserted as a 1, money, and the 10,000. Okay, so let us try to revise once again. How actually you can create a database? Create database and the database name. After that we have to go under this database, so we have use command, use database name. Okay, and after that how actually we can create a table? Create table, table name, and we have to define a schema like id integer, name varchar, and the salary integer. Okay, how actually we can insert a data? Insert into table name, and then values we have to provide. Okay, and how actually we can retrieve a table? We can retrieve by the select star from table name. Okay, now let us see how in other way. Suppose you have requirement, you want to insert only in a specific column, how actually you can give? So previously we were doing insert into table name. Okay, insert into the table name and the values we were providing, right? But I want only a specific column on which value should be inserted. So after employee, after table name, you have to provide where actually you want to insert. So I will give id. Okay, and I will just pass a id name as a 2, and that is how actually we can insert. If you will execute, only id2 which got inserted. Now actually how actually you can see your table, select star from table name, and if you will execute, you will be able to see id1 and id2 which got inserted, because we have inserted only in one column, which is id2. So only id2 value is there and rest of the values are null. Okay, so that is how actually we can create a table, we can insert, and we can define a method. Even if you want to insert in a multi, now let us try to see how actually we can insert, multiple rows. If you want to insert, how actually you can do. Okay, so insert into, what is our table name, insert into table name, values. What is the value? I am giving id as a 3, name as a, let's give any name, and the salary as a, let's give any name, 2000. After that, give a comma, and id for, let us give any name. Okay, and let us give any salary. Okay, now if you will try to execute this, the two rows should be inserted. Okay, you can see two rows affected. Now if you will see a table, select star from table name, you can see we have a four rows, 1 2 3 and 4. Okay, so like this actually, we can insert the multiple rows. Okay, whatever the rows you want to insert, you have to put into a bracket. Okay, so how actually we can create a database, database name, how actually we can create a table, table name, and the define the schema, how actually you can insert into table name and the values, how actually you can retrieve a data, select star from a table name. So that is how actually simple it is. So I hope you will practice this, and in next video we will see about the filters and all. Hello everyone. So in previous video we have seen like how actually we can create a database, create a table, and how actually we can see the table. Okay, and how actually we can insert the values in a table. Okay, now in this video what actually we are going to see, about the alter. Okay, what does alter mean? Alter means you are doing any kind of the modification. Okay, you always have to remember modification. When you want to do any kind of the modification, you will go for a alter. Okay, okay, let us see one of the requirements. Suppose you have one, this is the table we have created yesterday, right? So we have a id, name, and salary. Okay, so suppose I am getting one of the requirement. Suppose I am getting requirement like I should add a address also in this particular table. Okay, so if you are already having a table and if you want to add one more column, that is a address, so instead of completely deleting or dropping, you should use a alter command. With the help of alter, you can actually add the new column. Okay, how actually we can do, let us try to see. So select okay, so what is the query we have to write? Alter table and the table name. What is my table name? Table name is employee. What actually I want to add? Alter table name, add, which column I want to add? I want to add column as a address. Okay, and after that, what is the data type it will carry? It will carry a varchar. Okay, so this is the command we have to use. Alter table and table name, add, and what is the column you want to add? My column I want to add as a address and the data type. Okay, if I will execute, okay, you can see command is successful. Now if you will see, we have added one more column, that is a address. Okay, so when you want to do any kind of the modification, you will generally go for alter. Okay, so suppose I have added this address. Suppose I have one table and I want to delete, I want to drop existing column. This is my requirement. Okay, so in this case also we are doing any kind of the modification, so we can use alter table and the table name and the drop, because we want to delete address column, so just pass the column name, drop address, that's it. Drop column also we have to write drop column and the column name, that's it. You can see now, if you will see the select star from employee, you will not see the address column, right, because we have dropped it. When you want to add alter table table name, add column name. When you want to drop alter table table name, drop column and the column name. Okay, so that is how, if you want to do any kind of the modification, you can go for the alter. Okay, so suppose I have a table. Okay, suppose id we have mentioned in a integer. Suppose you want to change their data type also. Suppose you want to, for suppose example, you want to change the data type as a string or varchar. How actually you can do for that modification also, we can use a alter table name. What is my table name? Employee. Alter, and the column name we have to provide id, and after that which data type we want to change, we want to change into varchar 128. Okay, varchar 128. So this is the alter column id. Okay, alter table name, alter column, what is the column name? Id, and we want to change as a varchar. Previously we have made it as a integer. If you will execute this, the data type will get changed into a varchar. Okay, again you want to change, suppose now it is in varchar. Okay, by mistakenly we have given id as a varchar, we want to change into integer, we just have to pass integer. Now if you will execute, so that is how data type also we can change. Okay, so always remember, any kind of the modification you want to do in your table, you will go for the alter. Hello everyone. So now in this video we are going to see like how actually you can apply a filter in your table. Okay, so I have a employee table. Okay, select start from employee, if I will do and if I will execute, you can see this is the table which I have id, I have name, I have a salary. Okay, now I want to apply some kind of the filter. I want, suppose I want from this table, as of now only I have a 1 2 3 4 record. Okay, but usually in generally we will be having a billions of the records. Okay, now when you want to do any kind of the filter, suppose when you want to only filter whose record is, whose salary is greater than 20,000, so that kind of the filter how actually you can use. Okay, so in that purpose we generally use a where clause. Okay, what actually we use? Where. Okay, so what is our query commands? Select star from employee, select star from table, and after that we have to write where. Okay, and after that we have to give a condition, like suppose I am giving a condition, like if the salary is greater than 10,000, then only show me the records. Okay, so this is the condition I have applied. If I will execute, I will get to see only this id 3 and 4 whose salary is greater than 10,000. Okay, so like this actually you can put any kind of the filter here. Okay, suppose I am writing select star from employee. Okay, my table, and I am giving where name equal to the money. I want this employee records only I want to get. So I have put the column name where name equal to the money, and if I will execute, I will be able to see that record about the money. Okay, so that is how actually you can apply a multiple filter and you can see your records. Okay, so syntax query is very simple. Select star from table name, and after that where, and we have to give a condition. Okay, now let us try to see how actually you can use a and or operation and not. Okay, so suppose I have a table. Okay, let me show you. So this is my table. Okay, now what actually I want in this table, I don't want to see record for whose id is 4. Okay, so in that condition we can apply a not. Okay, so how actually we can do? So I can write select star from employee, and I don't want to except id 4 I want to see all the records, so I can write select star from imply where not id equal to the 4. So that is how actually we can use a not. So except id 4 I will get to see all the records, you can see 1 2 3. So after where we have to write not and we have to give the column name and 4. Okay, similarly except Manish, if I want to see the record where not name equal to the money, if I will give like this except money, I will get to see all the records. Okay, so that is how actually we can use a not with the or with the where. So that is kind of the filter we can apply. Now let us try to see how actually we can use a and. Okay, okay, so suppose you have a requirement. Okay, so suppose you want to see all whose name is money and id is okay. Suppose name is money and the salary is greater than 10,000, then only show me the records. If that kind of the condition you have, or suppose you have an address whose address is USA and the salary is greater than 10,000, then that record only you want to see. So in that kind of the situation we generally use a and command. Okay, so how actually we can use select star from employee table name where okay we can give name equal to the I'm giving condition like where name equal to the monies and salary equal to the 10,000. Okay, as of now this only record I have, that's why I'm giving, but you can see the how actually we can write a query. Okay, so suppose you have a requirement like where you want to filter whose salary is greater than 10,000. Okay, suppose you have a requirement whose salary is greater than 10,000, so you will give salary greater than 10,000, and suppose you have one more column that is address and address is India. So that is how actually you can apply a filter. Okay, yeah. Now you, we have one more that is a or. Okay, so and means if the both the condition is satisfied, then only it will filter that record. But suppose either one of the condition is getting satisfied, so you should see the records. Okay, so in that case we generally go for the or instead of and. Okay, so suppose I will give the name as a Manish Sanis, but the salary is 10,000, it is getting satisfied, right? So in that case also I will get to see the record. In the end condition, if I will give the wrong name and if I will execute, I will not get to see any records. Okay, but in our condition, either one of the condition is getting satisfied, you will get to see. Okay, so like this actually we can use a filter, like we can apply a where, we can apply a and, we can apply a or, and we can apply a not. Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see what is the difference between the drop versus delete versus truncate. And this is one of the most important interview question. If you will attend any kind of the interview, they will ask what is the difference between the drop versus delete versus a truncate. Okay, so let us try to see in a practical way. Okay, so I have one of this table. Okay, the employee table I have. Let me change my database first. Let me select my proper database. Okay, it is a employee database. Okay, so let this is my table which I have. Okay, employee table. As of now I have a id, name and salary. Okay, so first let us try to see the delete. Okay, so suppose I have a requirement like I want to delete whose id is 2. Okay, so in that particular case, when you want to remove any specific rows based on your certain condition, then you will go for delete. How actually we can do a delete? Delete from table. What is my table name? Employee table. Where which row I want to delete? id equal to the 2. If I will do this delete from table where id equal to 2, and if I will execute, the id 2 will get deleted. Now if I will see the table, you will not be able to see the id 2. Okay, any specific row if you want to delete based on the certain condition, then you can go for the delete. Okay, now let us see what is a truncate. Okay, truncate means whatever the data will be there, that will completely remove whenever you will apply a truncate. Okay, it will remove completely a table, but the schema will be there. Okay, if I will do truncate table and the table name, what is my table name? Employee. If I will do, the complete data will be removed. Okay, there is no condition. Now if I will see the table, you will not see any data here because we have truncated. Delete, we were doing certain condition, based on that we were deleting, but the truncate will remove the whole data. Okay, but the schema is still there. You can see id is there, name is there, and salary is there. Okay, let me try to add some data here, and then we will see how the drop works. Okay, now I have added. Okay, so as of now, let me try to show you. This is my table. Okay, this is the table which I have id, name, and salary. Now let us try to see how drop works. Drop means it will completely remove, it will completely drop the table only. It will drop all the schema and all the data. So what is the command you have to use? Drop table and the table name. What is my table name? Employee. Now if I will execute this, okay, so it completely dropped. If I will do select star from employee now, if I will try to execute this, you can see invalid object name employee because there is no table available. Okay, so delete we generally use when you want to delete a particular row based on the certain condition. Truncate will completely remove the data, but the schema will be there. Drop will completely remove the table with schema and with data. So that is the difference between the delete, truncate, and the drop. Okay. Hello everyone. So let us try to see group by and the having clause. Okay, how actually group by works. Okay, so I have one of the table. Okay, let me try to show you. I have a employee table. This is the employee table which I have. If I will show you the records, I have ID, name, salary, and the country. Okay. Now suppose I am getting one kind of the requirement. I want to know, like, find out the total salary based on their country. Find out total salary based on country. Okay, so the results will be the country India and what is their total salary, and the country USA and what is their total salary. So in this kind of the scenario, how actually we can handle. So in that kind of the scenario, we generally use a group by. Actually, what actually we will do, we will try to group based on the country, and we will try to find out their sum of the salary. Okay. Okay, so let me try to see, show you. Okay, so suppose I am trying to find out the sum of the salary from this table. Okay, sum is the one of the aggregate function. Okay, as of now you can remember, in aggregate we will try to see more about this. Okay, if I will do select sum of the salary from employee, I will get the total salary. Okay, from this table. But what actually I want, based on the country I want to find out. So what actually I will do, after sum of the salary country, I will try to write group by. Based on what actually I want to group, I want to group based on the country, so I will write based on the country. Okay, now if I will try to execute that, you can see the India total salary is 80,000 and the USA total salary is also 80,000. Okay, so in that kind of the scenario, when you are having, when you want to group based on the certain things, and when you want to try to find out what is their total sum based on the aggregation, we want to group something. In that kind of scenario, we generally go for the group by. Okay, the syntax is very simple. After table name, from table name you have to use a group by. Okay, now suppose you are doing any kind of the filter. Okay, so how actually you can do certain filter. Okay, so let us try to see. So always remember, whenever you are having a certain scenario where you want to do certain filter, so first will come where clause, after that group by will come, after that having will come. Okay, now suppose you are doing any kind of the filter. Suppose, let me show you. Select sum of the salary country from employee, group by country we are doing. Now if I will do certain condition having,
So after group by only I will use a having and I will try to give any kind of the condition. Okay, let me try to show you. If I will give certain condition having sum of salary equal to the 80,000, okay, so in that kind of the scenario I can use a having, but always remember having will only come with a group by, without group by it will not come. Okay, if I will give sum of the salary less than 80,000 I will not get any record. Okay, so like this actually having also work. Having is nothing but it is kind of the filter we have already seen about the where, right? Similarly, if you are already grouping any column and you also want to do some kind of filtration over there, then you can go for the having. Okay, suppose I will do select count star. Count star will give you how many records are there, how many rows are there. Okay, select count star from employee. If I will do, I'll get how many records I have. I have 6 records, right? So I'm getting 6 records. Now suppose based on the country if I will do, and if I will group by country, okay. Now I will get it for India and to USA. Now suppose if I am applying a condition, if having count star, if the count star is coming greater than only 2, then only show me. Okay, then I am using a having. This kind of the filter we can give it. You can see only the 4 is coming. With the group by, if you want to do any kind of the filtration, you can go for the having. Okay. Now always remember first the where will come, then the group by will come, and then the having will come. Without group by having will not come. Okay. So you can get one scenario where will be there and the group by will be there. That is also possible. You can get it where is there, group by is there and the having is there, that is also possible. But you will not get to see where is there and having is there but the group by is not there. This condition is not possible, not possible. Okay, so this actually you have to remember it. Okay, you will always get to see this scenario, you will get to see this scenario, but this scenario you will not get to see. Okay, without group by having will not come. Okay, so that actually you have to remember it.
Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the aggregate function. So what are the aggregate function we have and how actually we can use in our query, that actually we are going to cover in this particular video. Okay, so I have one of the table. Okay, this is employee table. I have ID, name, salary and the country. Now if you want to know in your table, as of now I have only the 6 record, but in your table you can have a billions of record. And if you want to know how many records are there, okay, so how actually you can find out? Select constar for table name. If you will do this, you will get to know how many records are present over there. Okay, I can see I have a 6 record. Okay, so that is how actually you can use the constar. Okay, now suppose if you want to find out what is the maximum salary of the employee, if you want to find out how actually you can do, for that we can actually use a max function. Okay, maximum salary we want to find out from the employee table. Okay, if you will do this, you will get to see the maximum salary is 60,000. Now if you will see in this table, we have a maximum salary is 60,000, right? Like this actually you can use a maximum. And see, in a similar way, if you want to find out the minimum salary, what is the minimum salary, you can use a min function. Okay, minimum salary you will get to see. Okay, now if you want to find out what is the average salary, so instead of min you can use a abg. You will get to see what is the average salary. Okay, this is 26666. Okay, like this actually we can use a aggregate function. So we have a sum, and suppose if you want to find out the what is the total salary. Okay, so sum of the salary if you want to find out, so you can use for that sum function. So these are the function which looks very easy but it is mostly used. function. Okay, and it is very useful whenever you will do a aggregation in a broader level, in a millions of records. Okay, so with the help of the count star, mean, max, average, sum, this all will be very useful. So this is all about the aggregate function. Hello everyone. So now we will see how actually we can use the update and delete in a SQL. Okay. So this is the table which I have. Select star from employee if I will do. You will get to see we have ID, name, salary, and country. Now what actually happened by mistakenly, what I have entered, I have entered the ID 6. The name is Megha. He belongs to USA, but by mistake we have entered as a India. How actually we can update that? For that we can use update. So update table. What is my table? Table name is employee. And after that, what actually we want to change? We want to change country as a USA. We want to change country as a USA. Okay. From where? After that, the condition you have to do where country equal to the, or you can give any where condition, or we can give ID equal to the 6. So what actually it will do, it will update the employee table where ID will be 6. Okay, and it will set the country as a USA. So that's how actually you can do update table, set whatever you want to update that condition. After that, where on which particular row you want to update, for that condition you have to give. So that is how actually you can do. If I will execute this, you can see now id 6 will get updated to the USA. Okay, so syntax is very simple: update table. Okay, and the set, after that the condition, and after that where condition, which particular row you want to which particular row you want to update it. So that is how actually you can do a update. Okay, now suppose I have a requirement, I want to delete this id 6. How actually I can do? So for that I can use a delete. So in a delete, what is the our syntax? Syntax is delete table. What is my table? Employee table, where which particular row I want to do, where id equal to the 6. If I will do, the id 6 will get removed. You can see now, if you will see, id 6 will be removed. Okay, id 6 will be removed. If you want to do update table, set whatever the condition you have to give, and after that where condition. In a delete table, after that the where condition, which particular row you want to delete. So that is how actually we can use update and delete. Hello everyone. So now we will see like how actually we can do a sorting in a SQL. Okay. So I have this particular table. Okay. Now what actually I want to sort based on the this particular salary. How actually we can do? So what actually you have to do? Select star from employee. Okay. And after that you have to use a order by. Order by. We want to sort based on the salary, right? So if you will not mention anything, it will sort based on the ascending order. If I will execute, you can see all the 10,000 salary will come first, then 20,000, then 50,000, then 60,000. Okay. By default, if you will not mention, if you it will take ASC, ascending order. Okay. Now, but if you want to sort based on the descending order, so for that we have to use a descending DESC. Now, if you will try to sort based on that, you can see maximum salary is 60,000, 50,000, 20,000, 10,000, and 10,000. Like that, you can use a order by. Okay. Now, suppose you want to sort based on the name, the alphabetical order. How actually you can do? Select star from employee, order by. If I will do name, based on the name, and if I will do ascending. So as of now, you can see it's looking like Rani, Arya, Raju, Rahul, and the Manish. Now, if I will execute, because we are sorting based on the name, first it's coming Arya, then Manish, then Rahul, then Raju, then Rani. It actually got sorted out. Now, if you will do a descending, so based on the descending alphabetical order, it will get sort. You can say Rani, Raju, Rahul, Manish, and then Arya. Okay, so like that, actually, we can use the sorting in our SQL, and we can do it. Okay. Now, suppose you are doing a maximum of salary. Okay. Suppose you are finding out the select of the maximum salary. Okay. And what actually you are doing? So you are doing a sum of the salary from this table and from employee table.
And what actually you are doing a group by based on id. Suppose id you are doing a group by, or country we can take. Okay, now if we are using after some aggregate function, so then we have to use a group by also, right? So if I will do group by country, after that, after group by only you can use a order by. Without group, before group by you do not have to write. Okay, order by you can do a sum of the salary. Whatever the sum of salary will be there, based on that actually we are doing the order by. You can see 70,000 and 80,000 based on the India salary then USA. Now or after order by, if you will write descending, so first it will show the USA and then the India. Okay, like this also you can use it. Hello everyone. So in this video we will see what is the difference between the between and in. Okay. So this actually behaves like a between will work like a and condition. Okay. And in will work like a or condition. Okay. So suppose I have this particular table. Okay. And suppose I want to find out whose salary is between the 10,000 and 50,000. How actually I can do? So I will write the select sum from employee and I will give a condition where salary between 10,000 and 50,000. Okay. After between, I have to put the condition if the salary will be in between 10,000 and the 50,000. Okay. And if I will execute, I will get whatever the salary is in between the 10,000 and 50,000. That only record I am getting to see. That only record I am getting. So if I will give 10,000 and 40,000, and if you want to see, you will get only the 10,000 and 40,000 between the range. Okay. Now suppose, now let us see what is the use of in. Okay, so suppose I am giving a condition like select sir from employee. Okay, where salary in, after in we have to write a bracket, and if I will do 10,000 and 20,000, so it will give you all the records which is 10,000 or 20,000. If suppose the 20,000 is not there, then it will show either this or either this condition. Okay, or both the condition. If only the 10,000 is available, then it will show all the 10,000. If the 10,000 and 20,000 is available, then it will show 10,000 and 20,000. If only the 20,000 is available, then it will show only the 20,000. So like this actually it works. Suppose I will give a 2 lakh something, this is not available, right? So it will only filter the 10,000 records. So generally it works like a or condition. Okay, so like this actually we can use a in. You can give any type of condition. So suppose I will give a 10 lakhs. This is also not available in this table. Now if we will do, because both the condition are not satisfied, we are not getting any record. Okay, but if any one of the record is there, so that will show you. Okay, and if the both the records are there, then it will also show you. So in generally works like a or condition. Okay. Yeah. Hello everyone. So in this video we will see how when actually we use a like. Okay. So what is the use of like? Okay. So suppose I have this particular table. Okay. I have an employee table. Now if I will execute, you will get to see. Now suppose I want to find out all the name which is starting from R. Okay. I only want that record which is starting from R. So how actually we can find out? So in that case we generally go for the like. Okay, in that kind of the scenario. So suppose select star from employee where, after that where, and we have to give, we want to find out the name which is starting from R. So after like you have to give, okay, R and then percent and like this means it will start from R, and percent means after that any kind of the character can come. Okay, now if I will execute, you can see the name which is starting from R, that only is coming. Now suppose you want to find out all the name which is ending with a U. So first you have to write percent and then U. Means before you any letter can come. Okay. You can see only the Raju is there which is ending with a U. Okay. Now suppose you have a requirement like you want to find out the name which is where which can come where I can come anywhere. So I percent if you will do, you will get all the record. You will get, you can see in monies I is in between, right? Before I any letter can come and after I also can come. I is ending with Rani. Before that any letter can come. So like that actually we can find out. So whenever you have any kind of the requirement where you want to find out, suppose if any irrelevant character is present, like at the rate is present. Suppose you have a Gmail, right? So abc@gmail.com. So suppose you want to find out the name before at the rate, what is their ID. So in that kind of the scenario, we generally go for the line. Okay. Hello everyone. So now we will see about the how actually you can find out the unique records. Okay, unique records, how actually you can find out. Okay, so I have one of the table. This is the employee table. What actually happened in this particular table, you can see we are getting two ID. This ID 5 got entered two times. Okay, now suppose you want to find out what are the different IDs we have. Okay, you don't want to also count the duplicate record. Okay, so in this case we can use a distinct. You can write select distinct which column, ID column I want to find out from employee table. Select distinct ID I am giving from employee table. If you will execute this, you will get to see only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You are not seeing the second 5. Okay. If you will do ID and the name, select distinct ID name from employee table, you will get to see only the distinct record which is present 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, but in actual table if you will see you have a 2 times the 5 is there. Okay, 5 and Rani is there. Only the unique records we want to find out, you can use a distinct, select distinct, and after that the column name you have to give and the table name. So that is how actually we can find out the unique records.
Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the union and the union all. Okay. So what is the difference between the union and union all? When actually we use a union and the union all, we are going to understand. Okay. So I have a two table. One is employee and the department table. When you have a multiple tables and when you want to combine them, then we generally go for the union and union all in a high level, I can say. Okay, but there are some conditions which you have to remember. Okay, make sure if you are doing a union or union all, when you are doing a combine, you should have a equal number of column which should be available in the table. Okay, if you will directly go and if you directly do a union all, first is the first table name and then after that we have to use union all and the second table name, because as of now the column in first table I have a four column, in second table now I have only three column. If I will do union all, it will give a error. Okay, so make sure the column should be available same. Okay, so if I will write select id from employee and select id from department and both are available in both the table, and if I will do, you can see it combine all the things. Okay, if I will write select id name from the first table and id name from the department table, and if I will do a combine, it will combine all the records. Okay, so there is one more difference we have to remember. In case of union all, it will not remove a duplicate. You can see we are able to see all the records, like whatever is available in the first table, whatever is available in a second table. Okay, but you can see this four area, right? Four area is available in both the table. Okay, when you will use a union all, it will not remove a duplicate. Okay, but when you will do but when you will use a union, it will remove the duplicate. How actually we can use union? Select id name from first table, after that union id name from department table. Now if you will do, it will remove the duplicate. Only the unique record we will be able to see. Okay, so there is two things which you have to remove remember. union versus union all, the first difference is there should be a equal column when you are doing a mapping or when you are doing a combining. Okay, whatever the column is available in first table should be available in the second table also. Okay, that you should remember. Okay, the second thing is like union will remove the duplicate but union all will not remove the duplicate. So that is the basic difference you have to remember, and this is the most asked interview question also. Okay, yeah.
Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the joining in SQL, and this is one of the most important topic. Even you will appear for any kind of the interview, they will ask. Even if you will go for industry, and even if you are doing any kind of the work, these are going to help you. So we are going to understand in a deeper way. So let us try to understand. Okay, what is the joining? Okay. So suppose, let me give you one of the examples. Suppose you have a two example. Okay. Suppose we have a two example. Okay, suppose I have a customer table, I have a order table. Okay, in customer table I have information about the customer ID 1 2 3 4 5, and I have a name Mani, Rani, and different names are available. Similarly, order table, whatever the customer ID, that information we have, and what is their selling price, that is also available. Now if you want to know this customer ID, what corresponding to this customer ID, what is their price, so you will always look for this order table where all the price and the selling price is mentioned. Okay, so what actually you will do, we will generally try to join with this two table, right? If you will join based on the customer ID both the table, then only we can get the price information. Okay, we can get the ID, name, and corresponding their prices. So we always have to merge these two table, then only we can get it, right? So in that kind of the scenario, we generally go for the joining. Okay, now we have a different kinds of the joins which is available, types of the join which we have to understand how actually it works. The first join is like inner join. Okay, now left table, let us try to understand. We have a two table. One table, the left side is we are saying as a one. Second table, right side table, we are saying as a two. Okay, now we have a different types of the join. One is the inner join, second is the left join, third is the right join, fourth is the pull of the join. Okay, now let us try to understand what is the inner join means. Inner join, inner join means all all matching records. You always have to remember all matching records. Okay, means, okay, suppose you have a this table. Okay, ID and a customer table and a order table. When you will do a inner join, when we will do a inner join, based on the ID we are joining, right? Because ID is present in the both the table. When you will join, if you will see in the customer table, we have a ID 1 that is also present in the order table. If you will see order ID 2, that is not present here. ID 3 is also present here. Means only one and ID 1 and ID 3 only is present in the both the table. Right? Okay. So when you will do a inner join, right? When we will do a inner join, when we will do a inner join, you will get to see this kind of the records. Means ID 1 and ID 3. ID 1 and ID 3 corresponding their name, corresponding their name, whatever the name is there, and corresponding their prices. ID 1 3, what is their prices? 10,000 and the 30,000. Okay, when we will do a inner join, right? Inner join means only the matching records, whatever the record which is available in the both the table, that records only you will get it. Okay, that means whatever the records is available in our left table, whatever the records is available in the right table, whatever the ID which is available in the both the table, that records only we will get in the case of the inner join. Okay, I hope you have understood. Now let us try to see about the left join. In the case of the left join, what happens? All the records which is available in a left table. So we always consider one table as a left, one table as a right. The first table we will say as a left, second table we will say as a right. So all the records which is available from the left table, you will get only the matching records, you will get it from the right table. Now let us try to understand. Now if you will see, customer table is our left table, order table is our right table. Now you can see in customer table, left table we have 1 2 3 4 5, right? Now if you will do a left join, so what we are saying, all the records you will get it from the left table. Okay, now if you will see here, only the matching records, you will get it from the right table. So what are the records which is present in a right table? ID1 is present, so ID1 you will get the 10,000 you will get. Okay, ID2 is present in a right table, but it is not present in a left table, and we are doing left join, right? So this will be a null. This will be a null because this is not present, right? ID3 is present, right? So ID3 you will get it. Corresponding their price also you will get it because this is present. ID4 is not present, so you will get null. You will get null. ID5 is also not present, so you will get null. This you will get as a null. Okay, means all the records, whatever the records we have from the left table you will get. Only the matching records from the right table you will get, like the ID1 and 3, and the rest of the value you will get as a null. That means a left join. Left join means all the records from the left table. Now let us try to understand about the right join. Right join means all the records you will get it from the right table, only the matching records you will get it from the left table. Okay, now if you will do a right join, okay, now suppose we are doing a uh, right join. Okay, let me insert one more column, 1 minute. Okay, now in case of the right join, what happens? This is our right table, right? So all the records you will get it from the right table. This is fine. Okay, now only the matching records which is available from the left table. What are the records which is present from the left table? ID1 is present, right? ID2 is not present, so this will be a null, and the name also will be a null. This also be a null. Okay, ID3 is present, so you will get ID4 is null, and ID5 is also null, and corresponding their name also will be a null. Okay, so this will be in case of the right join. So this is our left join. Left join means all the records from the left table and the matching records from the right table. In case of the right join, all the records from the right table, only the matching record from the left table. Now let us try to understand about the last scenario, that is a full outer join. In case of the full outer join, how actually it works? Full outer join means all the records from both the table, and whatever the record it is matching you will get it, otherwise it will give us a null. Okay, now if you will do a full outer join, okay, so this is the id we have. Okay, now what are the id also we have from the right table? ID 1 and 3 is there, right? ID 1 and 3 is there. So ID is there, price is there, right? Now ID 1, 2, 3, 4 is available here, 9, 8, 7. So 9, 8, 7. This is available in a right table. This is available in our right table. Okay. Now what are the records it is matching? 9, 8, 7 is not available into a left table, right? So this will be give as a null. This will get as a null because these are the record which is not present in a left table in our first table. Now let us see, ID1 is ID2 is present in both the table, no, so we will get as a null. This we will get as a null. Okay, 987 price, 9 price is 40,000. This you will get. 8 price is 50,000 you will get. 7 price is 60,000 you will get, and third price is 30,000 you will get because this is present in both the table. ID1 price is 10,000, this you will get it, and corresponding ID1 and the 3, like this you will get a record. Means full join means we are joining both the table, whatever it is matching it will give all the record, otherwise it will give us a null. Okay, in case of the inner join, all the record from both the table. In case of the left join, only all the record from the left table and one matching record from the right table. All the records from the right table. In case of the right join, only the matching record from the left table. In case of the full outer join, all the records from the both the table, only the matching records it will give all record, otherwise it will give us a null. Okay, now let us try to do in a practical way, and let us try to understand how actually we can write a query. Okay, so I have a two table. Okay, I have a two table. One is the employee table and one is the department table. Now let us try with the inner join. Inner join means all only the matching records you will get it from the both the table. Now first let us try to see. First table is employee table. Here we have id 1 2 3 4, but in a second table you can see 1937 is there. 1 and 3 only the matching record is there, means 1 and 3 only should match and it should give record for 1 and 3, and 9 and 7 we will not get it. Okay, means only the matching records we will get. 1 and 3 records only we will get when we will do a inner join, because that is available in both the table. So syntax is simple. Select from what is our table and employee table. This is our first table. What we have to write, we have to write a, we are doing a inner join, so just write a join. What is our second table? After that you have to write a second table, and after that we have to write on, and we have to give a condition. Condition means employee dot id. Employee is our table name. Employee.id equal to the department.id. Why we are writing employee.id? Because id is the column which is available in both the table, right? So when we will say employee.id means it is taking from from employee table id, and we are checking whether it is equal to the department table.id. Okay, so this is the condition we are giving. Now if you will execute, you will get only the matching records. You can see id 1 and 3 both are present in both the table, right? So like that actually you can perform a inner join. Okay, now we also have a left join. In case of the left join, what happens? All the records you will get it from the left table, only the matching records you will get it from the right table. So what we have to write, select star from table name. What is our table name? Employee table. After that we have to write left join. What is our second table? Department. And we have to give condition like employee dot id equal to the department dot id. Now if you will do this, means you will get all the records from the left table, only the matching records you will get it from the right table, and rest will be the null. You can see 1 and 3 both are present in both the tables, so you are getting all the records, but which is not present, it is giving us a null. In a similar way, now if you will do a right join, query is very simple. Okay, the query is same only. Select star from employee. Instead of left we have to write a right. Okay, in this case you will get all the records from the right table. Right table you can see id and price. All the records we are getting, whatever the record is present in the left table you are getting, rest are coming as a null. Okay, now the last case, that is the full outer join. In a case of the full outer join, what happened? In a full outer join, all the records you will get is from both the table. Okay, and only the matching record which is present in both the table you will get. The syntax is select from table name. What is our first table? Employee. After that we have to write full outer join, and second table is department, and we have to give on employee dot id equal to the department dot id. If you will do this and if you will execute, you will get to see all the records. You can see 1 2 3 4 is present in a left table, 9 7 is also present in a right table. So we are getting it, and whatever the record is matching it is giving, otherwise it is giving us a null. Okay, so these are the types of the joining, and these are the query which we have to remember.
Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to start with the case statement. Okay, how actually we can use a different condition with the help of the case in a SQL, that we are going to understand. Okay, so suppose I have one table. This is the employee table I have. Okay, id, name, salary and country. Okay, so what actually we have to do, we have to make one column that will be a grouping column. The name will be the grouping column. So how actually it is going to be grouped? Okay, if the employee whose salary is 10,000, that should come under the category of the low. If the salary is greater than 10,000 or below 20,000, that it will come under the 20,000. If the salary is greater than 20,000, that it will come under the category of the high. So this kind of the multiple condition, how actually we can use in a SQL, so that actually we can achieve with the help of the case statement. How actually we can use? So the syntax is like select. Okay, so what are the column we want? We want id, we have a name, we have a salary as of now, right? Salary, we have a country, right? Now after that we want to create one more based on the condition the grouping column will come. Okay, so for that actually we will use a case statement. Okay, the case statement will like case we are giving a condition case when salary equal to the 10,000. Okay, then it will come under the low category. We can write low. Okay, similarly we can write case when salary greater than 10,000. Okay, and salary less than 25,000, then we are giving a condition as a then medium salary, then we are considering as a medium. Okay, or after that we can put a else condition, else high salary, else a high salary. Okay, and after that we have to use a and. After using and you have to give the column name. What is my column name I want to give? I want to give column name as a grouping. Okay, from which table? From employee table. Okay, from employee table. Okay, now if you will try to execute this, you will get to see there is grouping column which got created. If the salary is 10,000, then the salary is grouping under the low. If the salary is 20,000 and less than 25,000, that is considered under the medium. You can see ID 3 whose salary is 10,000, that got grouped into a low category, and the ID which is 50,000, that is coming under the high category. So what we are doing, we are grouping salary whose salary is 10,000 into a low category. If the salary is greater than 10,000 or less than 25,000, that will come under the medium category. If the salary is else part will go into the high, means greater than 25,000 will go under the high. So this kind of the multiple condition if you want to give, like in a normal coding also we do write the if else condition, like that condition if you want to give in a SQL with the help of this actually you can do it. Okay, and like you can give any kind of the condition, like if the country equal to the India, then the price will be this. If the country equal to the USA, then price will be this. Like that the condition if you want to handle, then you can go for the case statement. I hope you have understood. Hello everyone, so in this video we will see how actually we can use a view. Okay, and what is the use of the view. Suppose I have one table, let me try to show you. Select start from employee. Okay, select start from employee, this is the table which I have. If I will execute, you will get to see this result. Now suppose I am putting another condition. I only want from this employee table whose country is India. Okay, whose country is India I am giving. Okay, suppose this is one condition I have put. Now suppose also I am putting one condition. If the salary is greater than 10,000, then only show it. Okay, so I have put this condition. Okay, so that condition I am getting. Suppose I am also giving any other condition, name condition I have given, and I am filtering out. Okay, suppose I have given another condition based on the table, and based on that this table is getting filtered out. So like this, suppose I have given a 50 condition. Suppose I have given a 50 condition. So in that way this query became very complex, and suppose I have applied some kind of the joining also over here. So in that condition this query became very complex, right? In the next time when you have to execute, you have to execute the whole query based on all the condition. Instead of that, what actually we can do, whatever the query we have written one time, right, this all the query we can put under the view, and directly view we can execute it. How actually we can do, let me try to show you. Create view, and the view name we have to give. Suppose I am giving a emp filter something I am giving. Okay, and after that we have to use a as, and after that whatever the query, the complex query you have written one time, right, just put into this view. Okay, and this whole you have to execute one time, and after that you do not have to again execute this whole query. What actually you have to do, you can directly fetch with this view. After that if you will write select star from emp filter, you will get to see the records. So this is how view is very important. Whenever you are doing any kind of the data cleaning, whenever you are writing any kind of the complex query, in that kind of the scenario we generally go for view. It will try to create one view based on your certain queries, and with the help of that view directly you can execute, and you can use into a multiple ways, multiple places. Okay, so that is how important the view is. When we will do a project, we will get more idea about, and we will see how actually we can use it more. Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the store procedure, what is the advantage, and this is one of the most useful we should aware about the store procedure. Okay, let us try to understand with the example. Suppose I have one table. Okay, this is the table I have. Okay, as of now all the details I have in this particular table like ID, name, salary and country. Now suppose I want only the details about the country of the India. Okay, similarly I can put a multiple condition over here. Okay, now all the India's related information I am getting with this particular query. Okay, so suppose in a later I have to use the same query. Instead of writing the whole query, what actually I can do, I can put this into under store procedure. I can create one store procedure under this particular query. I will put it. How actually we can do? We have to write create procedure and the procedure name. Procedure and the procedure name. Suppose I am giving employee field, any name you can give. Okay, and after that as, and after that you have to write the whole query. It can be any complex query. Okay, in mostly in complex query kind of thing we generally use proceed, it should be procedure. Okay, now if I will try to execute, you can see command completed successfully. Now after that whenever you have to recall this particular, what actually you have to write exec and the procedure name. If I will do this, I am getting all the India's related information, all the country India's related information I am getting with the help of this store procedure. Okay, so the advantage is like it is very useful. It is very faster. It is a faster execution whenever you are doing any kind of the optimization. Instead of querying the whole table, you can directly put the your query under the any kind of the store procedure, and you can directly use query in that particular store procedure. Okay, so that is the advantage. It is very fast. If we talk about any kind of the disadvantage, debugging is like a very complex. Okay, if any kind of the failure is happening in your store procedure and you are directly using execute employee field, if any kind of the changes happening in your original table, so then it is very difficult to debug. You have to go to your particular table which you have used for creating this store procedure. So this kind of the debugging problem you may face, but rest of you can use later any kind of the complex query when you want, and it is very faster for optimization purpose. We generally use also. Okay, so that is all about the store procedure. Hello everyone. So in this video we will see more about the store procedure. In previous video we have seen like how actually we can create a store procedure. Okay. So suppose I have one of the table. Okay. This employee table I have. Okay. Now this is the employee table I have. Now suppose I am putting any condition where name equal to the I am passing the name. Suppose I am passing the name Manish. So this will filter the name of the Manish, all the records. It will filter it out. But as of now what actually I am doing, I am hard coding this Manish. Okay, but if you want to pass through a runtime, whenever you will create a procedure in that runtime only, if you want to this, if you want to give the name of that, so how actually we can handle with the help of the store procedure that we are going to see. Okay, so what actually we can give, as of now I will put name equal to the at the rate name. Okay, so suppose this is the parameter which I am creating at the rate name. Okay, now what actually I will do, I will create a store procedure, create procedure. What is the store procedure we are creating? Let us create employee of fill something. Okay, and after that what actually we will do, we will also pass the parameter. Suppose this at the rate name, right? This is the parameter we are passing, and let me give varchar 30 or something. Okay, so this is the store procedure we are creating, and this is the query we are writing, right? So what actually will do, it will do this at the rate name, right? While calling the store procedure only we will pass the name. Okay, now let me first create this. Okay, this is executed. Now if we will, what actually we will do, how actually we can execute, execute exec and the procedure name, and after that we have to pass the where, what actually we will do, not where, we will pass the city, we will pass the name, right, at the rate name equal to the monies. Okay, now if I will execute, I will get to see all the records name is monies. Okay, now if I will do like select star from employee, let me try to see what are the names we have. Raju. Okay, now in this store procedure, if I will filter only the Raju, right, so I will get to see only the record Raju's record. Okay, like this you can pass the multiple parameter. Like suppose we have created name, right, similarly for the country also we can create. Let us try to create and let us try to see. So what actually we will do, in the similar way we will create a one more procedure, create procedure. And what is the procedure name we have to pass? Let me I'm giving, this is a new store procedure we are creating, we are passing name. Okay, and let us pass the one more, that is a country. Okay, and this is also a varchar I am putting, let me give 30. Okay, and after that what we will do, we actually try to put the query, right, select star from employee where name equal to the, in a runtime only we will pass the name, and country equal to the, at the runtime only we will pass the country. Okay, so this is the store procedure will get created. Okay, let me execute this. uh, I think the name is already exists. What actually we will do, filter one something we will create. Now let me execute. So this is the store procedure we have created. Now let me pass, execute this, and we will pass the name equal to the monies, and country equal to the India. Okay, it should be a country. It should not be a and, it should be a comma. Okay, and this is a at the rate. Okay, because this is the parameter we have created, right? Now if I will execute, the name monies and the country is equal to the India, I'm getting all the records. Like this we can do a parameterization in a store procedure. Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to understand about the constraint in SQL. So there are different kinds of the constraint which is available and how actually we can use, and in industry how actually it is important, that all the things actually we are going to understand in this video. Okay, so let us take an example. Okay, so these are the different kind of the constraints which is available. Like you have a unique key, we have a primary key, we have a check constraint, we have a not null, we have a foreign key, and we have a default. So let us try to understand one by one with an example. Okay, so suppose you are creating one of the Gmail account. Suppose you are creating a Gmail account. Okay, once you will create a Gmail account, it will ask you to select a Gmail account. Okay, so suppose I am selecting any Gmail account, right, Manish at the rate Gmail account. Okay, if it is already available there, okay, so it will throw me error. Okay, it will say like the Manish at the rate gmail.com is already available. Okay, so and it will suggest like a different Gmail ID also, right? So if suppose I am giving any kind of a unique Gmail ID which is not available in our database, so that it will accept. But if the Gmail ID which is already available in our database, then it will not accept. So how actually it is going to handle in that kind of scenario? In that kind of the scenario, we generally go for the unique key, because while creating a table, while inserting a data, we have put one constant, that is a unique. Means whatever the new Gmail ID we are creating, that should be unique. So in that kind of the scenario, we generally go for the unique key. Okay, while creating a table, we generally specify the email account, whatever the Gmail account we are creating, that Gmail account should be a unique. Okay, so in that purpose we generally go for the unique key. Means whatever the a Gmail account column will be available in a table, that should be a unique. It shouldn't be a duplicate record. Okay, so that is the use of the unique key. Okay, now second, let us first try to understand about the not null. Okay, not null when we use. Okay, so suppose suppose while filling a form, suppose you are filling a form and suppose you have only, suppose you are only entering the password, you are not entering the email, so then it will throw you error, right? Because the email should not be a empty. Okay, mean email should not be a null. So in that kind of scenario we generally put a not null constant, because we have put a constant like it should be a, it should not be a empty. Okay, means you cannot empty a email, you should also fill the email up also. Okay, in that kind of scenario we generally put the not null. Okay, so while creating table, the not null also constant you can give for the any column, like for the any specific record you want to capture, and if the user is not entering, then it will throw error while filling the form. Okay, so unique key means the record whatever we are inserting, that should be a unique. It shouldn't contain any duplicate record. Not null means it should not be a null. It is a mandatory field which you have to provide. Okay, now let us try to understand what is the primary key, and this is one of the important interview question also. The primary key is nothing but it is a combination of the unique plus not null. Unique plus not null. Okay, so what actually it contains, like the primary key should be unique, it should be unique, and it should not be a null. Okay, so whenever you are creating any kind of the user generally, okay, so whenever you are creating any kind of the user name, okay, so for every table we generally have a username id, that is a uniquely identified id. So that should be a unique, it should not contain a duplicate record, means once user cannot have a duplicate ids. Okay, so that is one thing, and it shouldn't be a null. Okay, if you are entering any kind of the user in a database, it shouldn't be a empty, it shouldn't be a null. So in that kind of the purpose we generally go for the primary key. If you are creating a Gmail account, if you are creating a Facebook account, for every user we try to insert a user id, that shouldn't be a null, and it should be a unique. Okay, so it is a combination of the unique plus a not null. Okay, now let us try to understand about the check. Okay, so in check, on which scenario we generally use a check condition. Check condition which we generally try to put in a, while creating a table. Suppose we are trying to put a condition like if the age is greater than 18. Okay, then only it is available. If the age is less than 17, if you are putting, suppose you are putting a age as a, while entering while filling a form you are entering a age as a -1, so it will throw you error, means age should be greater than 18. So this kind of the condition we can put with the help of the check. Okay, so while creating a while creating a table, in any column we can put any kind of the condition, like if the age is greater than 18, then only this kind of the check condition we can provide. Okay, so we understand about the unique, we understand about the primary, check, and not null. Okay, now let us first try to understand about the default. What is default means, if you are not entering any value, so by default it will take as a 0, any kind of the value you can put into a database. Okay, so if you are not entering any kind of the value, so by default it will enter any value. Instead of putting as a null, it will give a default value 0, 100, any kind of the value you can put with the help of the default. Okay, now let us try to understand about the foreign key. Foreign key is nothing but it is it will generally take the reference. Referential integrity you have to remember whenever we talk about the foreign key. Okay, so what actually happen is like, suppose you have a one table. Okay, this is the order table. You have, suppose you also have one is customer table. Okay, so this customer table will have one id, and this order table will also have one id. So this id, with the help of this id we can take a reference from the another table. I mean we can put any kind of the joining. So in that kind of the scenario we generally use a foreign key concept, where actually it will take a reference from the another table. So generally it will be having one table as a parent table, and order table will be maybe your child table. So this kind of the concept will come whenever we talk about the foreign key. Okay, so customer table will be having your parent table, order table will be having your a reference for the particular id, and suppose you have one of the sales table also. Okay, sales table. Okay, so how actually it's happening? So this customer table will be having a customer information. Order table will be having your all the orders information. So with the help of the id we can join them, and we can get all the information regarding the particular customer id. Okay, so in that kind of the scenario we generally try to develop our database, our data modeling in a such a way like we can easily join with the multiple table. We can easily do a we can easily take a reference from another table. So in that kind of scenario, we generally go for the foreign key. Okay, so we generally have to remember this kind of the constraint and how actually we can use it. That actually we are going to learn in another video. But the constraint we have like unique constraint is nothing but the particular column should be unique. The primary key is nothing but the particular column should be unique plus it shouldn't be a null. The check is like we can put any kind of the condition in a column. Okay, not null means it shouldn't be a empty, it should not be a null. Okay, the foreign key is nothing but you are reference from another table, you can take it. Default is like the default value you are passing. So that is all about the constraint. In a coming video we will see all this thing with the practical, and we will try to understand more about it. Okay, yeah. Hello everyone. So in previous video we have seen about the constraint in a SQL. We have understood about the unique key, primary key, check, not null, foreign key and default. Now in today's video we will see about the practical. We will try to do in a practical way, and we will try to see how actually we can use this all the things. Okay. So let me open my SQL server. So as of now I have one table. Okay. Let me try to select from employee. Okay. This is the table which I have. Okay, now what actually we are going to do, we are going to understand all the constraint, right? So what actually I will do, I will try to create a similar kind of the table. So how actually we can create table. Okay, let me create table name as a person. Okay, and after that we will try to specify all the constraint over there. Okay, so what actually I will do, I will create one id. So id will be generally a primary key, right? So I will specify a primary here. Okay, so I have specified id as a primary key. Okay, and after that we are going to add another name, that is name. Let's try to add name. Let me give this as a unique, it should be a unique. Okay, now let me give another things. Suppose we are entering email. Okay, it should be a not null. So this kind of the constraint we can specify. Okay, now let me try to give. Okay, and we have forgot to specify our data type, right? So let me give id as an integer, name as a varchar. Let me give varchar as a 128 size. Okay, and it should be unique. And the email also, let me give varchar, and let me give varchar as a 128 something. Okay, now what else we can give? Let's just give a salary. So salary should be an integer. Let's give a check constraint over here. So we are giving check constraints is like salary should be greater than 100. Okay, if they are entering less than 100, so it will give error. Okay, now after that if you want to do any kind of the other like foreign key, right? So for foreign key is nothing but it is a referential integrity, right? Meant it will take a reference from another table. So which table we can specify? Let us try to give a person ID or something. Let me give person ID, and I will try to specify as a foreign key. So that we will try to, whenever we will try to join this table, so we will take it as a for the joining reference. Okay, so I will give person ID as an integer. After that I will mention a foreign key. Okay, and after that I will mention references. Okay, and from which table you can we can take it as a reference, that we have to specify. Suppose you have a one person table also, right? Let us try to take, we also have a employee table, right? So we will take employee and the id. Means this person id whatever it will be there, that is taking a foreign key reference from this employee table id, from this employee table to id. Okay, like this we have to specify. Okay, now let us try to execute. Let us try to see if any kind of the error. So we can see we have one of the error. Let us try to resolve. ID integer primary key. Okay, it should be a primary key. Let me try to execute. References, we have some kind of the error. Let us try to see. Spelling mistake. References. Okay, now let me try to execute. Okay, so what have we have done? We have created one table, person table. Okay, and we are specifying ID as an integer, and that will be a primary key. Primary key means it shouldn't be a null value, and it should be a unique value. That is a primary key. What else we have done? For the name, we have defined as a unique, means whatever the name you will enter, that should be unique. The duplicate entry shouldn't be there. Okay, and after that, what we have done? We have created one column email, that should be a not null, means you cannot put any empty value. You have to put any value over here. Okay, after that, what we have done? Salary, for we are checking salary should be greater than 100. Below 100 you cannot enter. After that, what we have done? We are taking a references from our employee table, that ID. So with the help of that, actually we can try to enter. Okay, so that is nothing but we are taking a foreign key reference from our employee table to the ID column. Okay, now let me try to show you the this person. Okay, this is a person table I have created. Let me try to show you. Okay, now you have to always remember, because we have specified the foreign key, right? So whatever the id is there, that is coming as a parent key, and from our person, that is nothing but a foreign key references we are taking. So if the in a parent itself, the employee table itself, the id is not present, then if you will enter any new value, then it will give error. So that kind of the concept will come in the foreign key. Once you will insert the value, you will get to know more about it. Let us try to show. So let me try to insert. Okay, how actually we can insert into this particular table? Insert into person table. Okay, now what are the value we are inserting? We are inserting ID, name, email, okay, salary, okay, and also we have a person ID. Okay, and after that we have to specify values. Now let us try to enter. So let me try to enter ID as a 1. What is the name I am giving? I am giving name as a money. Okay, and after that, what actually I will put? Email I will give abc@gmail.com. That is also fine. What else I will try to give? After that, the salary we have to put. Let me put 1000, and the person ID also I am putting 1. Okay, if I will try to insert, because all the value is are also following our constraint, so it entered successfully. Now let us try to understand one by one. Okay, now primary key, what actually I will try to do? Again I will try to insert the id1 here, because id1 already inserted, right? Because and we have specified id as a primary key. So again, if you will try to insert this, it will give error. You can see primary key constraint is there, you cannot insert the same value. If I will try to do 2, then it will get inserted. Okay, if I will try to execute, you can see unique key. Unique key means the name should be unique, because we have specified name as a unique, right? So again you will insert the same name, it will give error. So let me try to give as a Manish. Okay, now if I will try to insert, you can see it inserted successfully. But now let us try to show you the third email is not null. So let me not give any value here. Let me remove this. Okay, let me try to insert. It is giving error for the primary key. Let us try to give as a id 3. Let me try to execute. One row is affected because the blank value we are inserting, right? If we will insert null here, let me try to change id 4 minus 1 to null. It will give error because this email shouldn't be a null.
Okay, so we have to insert any kind of the value. Okay, so this is also specifying our constraint. Okay, now what actually I will do, I will try to give the salary below 100 because the below 100 condition we are giving, right? Now if I will try to insert it, it will give error like conflicted with the check constraint. Check constraint should be greater than 100. If I will try to insert 150, then it will get inserted. Okay, so this kind of the constraint we can put. Now we have understood all the things. Okay, only the person ID is left. Okay, now in employee table we have ID till 5, right? Now let me try to insert the ID 6 here. Now let me try to give all the unique name here, and this all the conditions specified. Let me try to execute this. You will get to see insert statement conflicted with the foreign key, because what actually happening, we are taking reference from our employee table, right? So this is our employee table. This is our employee table. Okay, in this employee table we have id till 5, but what we are doing, we are taking reference from person id to this employee table id, right? And we are inserting the id 6, so that is why it is giving error like foreign key referential error. Means you can insert only the value till 5. If I will give 3, it will get inserted properly because 3 is already available into our reference table. Okay, so if I will try to show you what are the value we have inserted till now, we have inserted this all the values. Okay, in a 3 we have inserted the blank value also. Okay, so what actually we have done, first we have created one table, we have specified id as a primary key. Primary key means it should be unique and it shouldn't be a null. If you will try to insert the same value id, it will throw you error. After that, name we have specified unique. If you will try to insert the same name, it will give a error. After that, what we have done, email shouldn't be a null. If you will try to insert the null value here, it will throw you error. After that, what we have done, the salary should be a greater than 100 condition we have given. If you will try to insert below 100, it will give error. After that, person id we are taking reference from a employee table to the id, so there actually the value is still 5. So if you will try to insert the id 6, it will try to give error because we are taking reference from our employee table. Okay, so like this actually we can put a multiple constraint, and this is very much important from interview perspective also. Okay.
Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to start with our analytics function. So we will try to see how actually we can use row number, rank and the dance rank. And this is one of the most important topic you should aware, because most of the question if you will try to solve with the help of this, it will get solved. Like suppose you have to find out the top 3 highest salary, top 2 highest salary, top 5 highest salary. So with the help of this row number, rank or dance rank, you can easily solve it. So, okay, so before starting to that, first let us try to understand how actually we can use it. Okay, so let me open that. Okay, so suppose I have one table that is, we have a name and we have a salary. Okay, now what is the use of the row number? Okay, now in this case, suppose if you want to find out what is, if you are sorting out based on the salary. Okay, if you are doing order by salary based on the descending order, so no, row number will assign a continuously number. Okay, if you will see here, what is the highest salary, suppose based on the descending order we are doing a sorting. Okay, so if you will see 70,000 is the highest salary, for this the row number will get assigned into 1. Okay, after that the 60,000, right? So for this it will assign the second number. Okay, after that 50,000 is the highest, right? So it will assign a third row number. After that, d is like it will assign a random because both are same, right? So it will assign randomly 4 and 5, and the 10,000 similarly 6. Okay, if we are doing order by salary in a descending order, so like this the number will get generated in the case of the row number. Okay, but suppose if you are doing based on the ascending, then this 10,000 will be 1, and then the 40,000 will come 2, then 3, then 4, like this. Okay, So based on the your ordering of the salary, this will assign a continuously number in the case of the row number when we will use. Okay. Now what actually happen when you are using a rank and the dense rank, and this is mostly appears like in the case of the duplicate records. Okay. So what actually happens if you are doing the same kind of things, like if you are doing ordering by salary based on the descending, so rank also will assign the number. Okay, suppose highest salary is 1, this will assign the 2. Okay, and then it will assign this 3. Okay, now if you will see, the 5 and 6 both salaries 40,000, right? So what actually it will do in the case of rank, it will assign both as a 4 rank. Okay, it will assign both as a 4 rank, and after that, after 4 it should come 5, right? But in the case of rank, if you will apply it, it will skip the 5, it will take the directly 6. Okay, because these both the records are the duplicate records, right? So for this, what actually it will do, it will assign the same rank, and after that it will skip the fifth one and it will assign the sixth rank. Okay, so with the help of this you will get to know like there is some duplicate records are there. Okay, now let us try to understand in the case of the dance rank how actually it happened. So it will do the same, it will assign the 1, 2, okay, and then 3. Okay, what actually it will do, it will assign the same rank, okay, same number here also 4, because the salary is same here. Okay, but after that it will not skip 5, it will give the fifth rank. Okay, so in this case it will do like this: 1, 2, 3, because duplicate records is there, so same number, and then after that the fifth. But in the case of the rank, 1, 2, 3, after that 4, 4, it will skip the fifth rank and it will give the sixth. But in the case of the row number, all the number will get assigned. Okay, so like this it actually follows. Now let us try to see in a query. Okay, so suppose I have one table. Okay, this is the similar table. So how actually we can write a query? Let us try to understand. So what we have to do, select, and after that star means it will select all. Okay, comma, after that we have to write row number. Okay, row number, and then comma, double bracket. Okay, and after that you have to write over. Okay, and then the on which basis you want to order. I want to order based on the salary, so I will write salary, and I want to order based on the descending order. Okay, and this you can assign any name. I will assign name as a rn. Okay, from which table? From the emp salary table. Okay, so this is the query you have to remember. Select star means all the column, and after that we are assigning a row number. We are doing a order by salary descending order. Based on that the row number will get assigned, and we are assigning this whole row number column name as a rn, and from this particular table. Okay, now if I will try to execute this, you will get to see, you can see the row number got assigned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now this is for the row number. Now let us try to understand how actually we can, in the case of the rank, how actually it will behave. So you had to write the same query, select, okay, after the star, after that rank. Okay, now after that you have to write over. Okay, order by salary descending. Okay, uh, and we will give name as a as uh, rnk something we will give. Okay, you can give any name, and from this particular uh, from from this particular table, emp salary table. Okay, now in the case of the rank, let us try to see how actually it behaves. Okay, in the case of the rank, you can see it assigned the same number for the duplicate record. 1, 2, 3, 70,000 is first, then 60,000, then 50,000, then 40,000. It assigned the same number, same rank, and after that it skipped the fifth rank and it is assigned the sixth rank directly, because now there are two member whose salary is same, so it is assigned the same number for that. Okay, now in the case of the dance rank, the query is same only. Okay, in case of the dance rank, what actually you have to do, it is the same query. Instead of rank, you just have to write the dance rank. dense rank. Okay, now if you will try to execute it, what happens? You can see 70,000 and 50,000. It assigned the same rank for the this, because this same salary is same 40,000, 40,000 for rank, and after that it is not skipping, it is assigning the fifth. So that is the difference between the rank and dense rank. Okay, now let us try to understand on what cases it is helpful. Okay, so suppose you have a requirement, suppose you are doing a sorting, right? So in this case, suppose if you will try to do, right, if you want to know which particular what is the highest salary, okay, you can get directly if the rank equal to the one. Now suppose if you have to find out what is the third highest salary, so if you will select the where rank equal to the third, you will get to know this is the third highest salary and the name is B. Now suppose you have to find out the fourth highest salary, then you will directly do the rank fifth. So like this we will assign the rank, row number and all we will use, and with the help of that we will easily get to know, like if we want to find out the top 10 highest salary, top ninth highest salary, top eighth highest salary, top third highest salary, like this we can easily find out in a whenever we will do an interview question. I will show you that. Okay.
Hello everyone. So in this particular video we are going to see about the CTE, common table expression, and how actually we can use in our query we are going to see. Okay, so CTE generally we use it whenever you want to wrap your query into a particular, then generally we go for the CTE. I'll give you one example so that you will get more idea. Suppose you have requirement, you have to find out the top third salary. Okay, now how actually we can do, what actually we can do a ranking. Okay, we can do a ranking based on the descending order of the salary. How actually we can do, we will use row number will assign a unique number for this all. So over order by salary descending. Okay, we are assigning as a rn from the employee table, from employee table. Now if I will execute this, okay, if I will execute this, so I am getting a ranking. You can see based on the salary one rank is getting assigned, right? The salary 50,000 got first rank, 30,000 got a second rank, 20,000 got third rank. What we have to find out, we have to find out the top third highest salary, right? So if we will do directly where rank rn equal to the third, we will get it the top third highest salary is Raju. Okay, but whenever you are using row number or any kind of the analytics function, you cannot directly use a where clause here and you can filter it out. You have to either convert into a stored procedure view or in some way. Okay, instead of converting into a view, what actually we can do, we can use a common table expression. We will wrap this particular query into this. Okay, so with cte as I have written, after that I will open a bracket and I will close the bracket, and after that, okay, once you will write this, if you will write a query like select star from cte, right, select star from cte, this whole code you have to execute at a one time. Okay, now you can see you are able to query this under cte. We have wrapped this particular code. Okay, you can see the open back bracket and the closing bracket. Now here, if I will do where rn equal to the 3, and if I will execute whole, I'll get the top third highest salary is Raju. Similarly, if you have to find out the top fourth highest salary person, you will get it from this. Okay, you cannot execute this separately. Okay, you have to execute the whole code at a one time, because under city only we are wrapping this particular code, right? So you have to execute the whole. If you have to, suppose you have to find out the top second highest salary, you just have to write the rn equal to the 2, like that you will get it. Okay, in this kind of the scenario we generally go for the common table expression, and it is very useful. Okay, so as of now what actually we have done, we have only wrap one query, right? Suppose you also have to write a multiple query, so what actually you can do, just make a comma, you can make it cte1s, and under this also you can wrap it and you can query here. Okay, so like that flexibility we have. Okay, And one more thing, okay, as of now we are writing with city, right? But instead of city you can give any name. If I will give name t1, that also will work. If I will write t1 and if I will do, it will execute. Okay, so there is no restriction for the name of the city. Okay, so yeah, that's it in this particular video. Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the colis, okay, and what is the use of the colis and how actually we can use in our query, that we are going to see in this particular video. Okay, so whenever you are seeing any kind of the null value in your table and you want to handle that, then always remember you can use the colis function. Okay, how actually we can use it? Let me give one scenario and based on that we will try to solve our problem. Okay, what actually I will do, I will go to Excel. Okay, suppose we have this table. Suppose we have this table ID, we have user, we have ping and the ping one. What actually happening? Whenever the user who is pinging means they are clicking on the website. Okay, that is nothing but ping and the ping one. So what actually happening? We are capturing whether they are pinging or not. That the value is coming into this particular two column, ping and the ping one. What actually we had to take, either the value can come into ping or ping one. So whenever not null value will be there, that will be our value. Okay, so suppose id 1 user a, okay, he has done ping, so that's why we are receiving yes. The ping one we are receiving null, but what is the true value across the ping and ping one? That is y, right? So we will take the ping value. For id 2 user is b, the ping is null, but the ping one value is coming into y. So what will be our ping one? So we have to take the ping one value from here, not the ping, because ping is null. Okay, now id 3 user c, the ping is null and the ping one is null. So in the both the case, what actually we will replace? We will replace null with the unknown. Okay, so how our output should look like? Let me try to show you. We will be having id user and the actual ping, and this will be a actual ping, and that will be the combination of the ping and ping one. So the output should look like this: id 1 user a, and this is yes. Okay, and that is coming from the ping. For id 2 user b and the value is y, that is coming from the ping one. Okay, for id 3 user is c, and because both are null, so we will replace this with the unknown, because we don't know whether they are pinging or not. So this should be the output, and this will be our input table. So how actually we can handle that? In that kind of scenario we generally go for the colis function. Okay, whenever you have to handle any kind of the null value, so colis will give you first not null value, first not null value. In the ping one, which one is the first not null value? Ping is the not null value, right? So the output will give the y. In the idb, what is the first not null value? Ping is the null, right? The first not null value is ping one, so it will give the result as a y. Okay, let us try to see in our query. So I have created one table. Okay, so let's start from employee info. You will get to see id, we have user one, we have ping, and the ping one we have. Okay, now what actually output we want? We want the output like id user and the actual ping. How actually we can do? Select. Okay, we want id, we want user 1. Okay, user 1, and after that we will use the function of the colis, and the colis we will pass the ping and the ping 1 column, and we also will pass the unknown. Okay, so what colis will do? From table name, what is our table name? Employee info. What colis will do? Colis will try to give you first not null value. Okay, let us give this name as a actual ping. Okay, this is nothing but our column name. Okay, what colis will do? Colis will give you the first not null value. Okay, in ping 1 and unknown, what is the first not null value? In a ping, if the value is null, so then it will take the value from ping 1. If the both are null, then it will give the unknown. Okay, let me try to execute. If I will try to execute, you will get to see id 1 user 1 and actual ping is y, id 2 user 1 actual ping is y, id 3 user c, both are null, because that's why we got the unknown. Okay, let me try to execute the both so that you will get more idea. You can see id1 user1, it take the value from the ping, that's why we are getting y. For id2b, it took the value from the ping one, that's why we are getting y. For id3c, both are null, that's why it got replaced with the unknown. So any kind of the null handling things and all, there actually we will go for the coalesce. I hope you have understood.
Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see about the triggers. What is trigger and how actually we use in a SQL server, that actually we will try to understand in this particular video. Okay, so trigger itself, by name itself we can understand trigger means we are triggering an event. Suppose any kind of the event is happening in your table. Suppose you have one table, suppose any kind of the insert is happening, update is happening, delete is happening, any kind of the event you can think of. Okay, any kind of the event is happening, and if you want to trigger any kind of the message in that case, or any kind of the activity you want to do in that kind of the scenario, we generally go for the trigger. Okay, suppose you have one of the scenario, suppose you have a employee table. Okay, in employee table what actually happening, suppose if the new employee is coming, okay, and their salary is getting inserted. Now what actually you want to do, whenever the employee is getting inserted their salary, if their salary is getting updated, now you want to find out the difference from the previous one. So this kind of the scenario also we can do. Okay, now the his previous salary was 10,000, now the new salary which got updated is 20,000. What is the difference, what is the total amount of the promotion, that is 10,000, right? So this kind of the things which we can do with the help of the trigger. Okay, now let's take another example. Suppose you have a table, suppose even I have one of the table, let me try to show you. I have this employee info table, employee info table I have. Okay, now I will try to execute that. Okay, so I have id, user, ping and the ping one. Now what actually I want, whenever anyone is inserting any record, I want to show them a particular message like you cannot insert any value into this particular table for me, for my safety purpose. Because if I will make it open, so anyone can come and anyone can insert any records, right? So in that kind of a scenario also we can handle with the help of the trigger. Okay, let me try to show you. Suppose so how actually we can create a trigger. Create trigger and the trigger name. What is the trigger name I am giving? I am giving trigger name as a emp trigger. Okay, now what actually I will do, on which particular table you want to create a trigger, I want to create a trigger into my employee info table. Okay, okay, so after this we have to give condition. For what condition you want to give, I have we have to write for. After that we have to write for like insert, if anyone is doing insert, update and delete on my table. Okay, if anyone is doing this kind of the thing in my table, so what actually I will show them, I will print the this particular, you cannot edit on this table, means this particular trigger will trigger. Okay, whenever anyone is doing any kind of the insert, update or delete kind of the activity, so this trigger will occur and it will show the print message as a you cannot edit on this table. And let me say as a rollback. Okay, if I will execute that, you will get one trigger got created successfully. Okay, let me open my employee info table. Okay, now we have only created the trigger one time. Okay, now next time when let me try to insert any record. Okay, so what actually I will try to do, I will try to insert into this particular table. Okay, let me insert the sixth record, let me give any value. Okay, let me try to insert this particular record. If I will try to insert now, the trigger will occur. Okay, insert into table, insert into employee info. Let me see the info values. Okay, let me try to insert now. If I will try to insert, you can say we are getting one message, you cannot edit on this particular table. Okay, and now if you will try to execute this, the record not get inserted because the trigger is getting happened. Okay, so this is how actually the trigger works. Now if you want to delete any record, like delete from employee info, okay, employee where id equal to the 1, if I will try to do this activity, then also we will get the same message, you cannot edit on this particular table. So now like this actually we can do a restriction, we can create a trigger. So for the insert, update and delete, I have created one trigger. If anyone is doing this kind of the activity, they should get this particular message that you cannot create a, you cannot edit on this particular table. So like this you can create a multiple trigger. Even if you can create a trigger like if anyone is inserting, you want to do some kind of the plus or some kind of the minus on this particular, that kind of the activity also you can do. Okay, even I have created it for the insert, update and delete. Same you can create it for the create table, for the alter table, for the drop table, that also you can do it. Okay, so like this actually trigger is nothing but if any kind of the activity is happening on my table, I will trigger a message and I will restrict them to do that kind of the activity. Okay. Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to start with our the SQL interview question. We have already covered all the SQL topics. If you haven't seen those videos, please go and do visit that videos. Okay. Now we are starting our SQL interview question, and these are the question which is mostly asked in interview. Okay. So in this particular video we are going to solve the four questions. So let us try to understand what are the questions we have. The first question is like the find out the duplicate entries from a table, and then we will try to see how actually we can remove those duplicate record, and after that we will see how actually we can find out the third highest salary from this particular table, and we will see the find out the highest salary based on their post. Okay, if I have one of the table, the employee table I have, if I will try to execute, you will get to see we have id, name, post and the salary. Id is given, name is given, corresponding their post is given, and based on their salary is also given. Okay, now let us try to first find out the duplicate entries. Okay, so sometime it happens like whenever you are dealing with any table, so most of the time it happens like the duplicate entry will be present over there, but we have to make sure like we will handle the duplicate entries and we will not double count that. Okay, suppose you have 10 employee and you want to find out the what are their sum of the salary. If the duplicate entries will be there, your salary will increase, the sum of the salary will increase. So you have to make sure that whatever the duplicate entries there, you have to remove. In this particular table also, if you will see the id5 which got repeated two times, like id5, you can see it got repeated two times, so we have to make sure we will count only one time. And first we, in this particular problem, we had to find out what are the duplicate entries we have. Okay, so we will try to solve this problem in a two ways. Let us try to solve. The first way is like what actually I can do, I can group based on the id and their count star is nothing but how many times they are repeating. Okay, from employee table, from the table what I have done, select id and count star from the employee table, and what actually I will do, I will try to group by based on the id. Okay, let us try to execute this first and then you will get more idea. Okay, you can see I am grouping id based on their count star. You can see the id 5, their count star is 2 times. Okay, and the rest of the id is only appearing 1 time, means this is the duplicate entry, means this is a duplicate record. And how actually we can filter it out, we can filter it out based on the having condition. We can give the count star is greater than 1. Count star is greater than 1 means this is a duplicate entry. Okay, now you can see id 5 we are getting, and this is appearing 2 times, means this is the id 5 is the duplicate entries. Okay, this is the one of the way. The second way is like we can solve based on the window function. Window function means the row number. How actually we can do, so what actually we will do, we will use the row number, select row number. Okay, okay, and after that over the partition is nothing but your group by. Okay, so what actually we are doing, over partition by id, and let us try to be order by id also, and we will assign as a rn is nothing but we are giving this particular row number as a one rank. Okay, and from employee table, from particular table. Okay, and let me try to show all the records. So I will try to give the star also before row number, and if I will try to execute this, you will get to see one rank assigned to all the rows. Okay, and now if you will see for the id 5, first it assigned 1 and then it got assigned to 2, means this particular 2 is a duplicate entries. So how actually we can filter it out? We can use a ct over here, and after that what actually we can use, select star from ct where rn greater than 1, means this is the particular record is the duplicate entry. If I will try to execute, you will get to see id 5 which got repeated 2 times, this is the duplicate entry we have. So in this two way actually we can solve this particular problem. Okay, now our the second, let us try to solve the second problem. The second problem is the remove the duplicate. The second problem is like, as of now we were only finding out the which is the duplicate entry. Now we will try to solve remove the duplicate record, remove the duplicate records from the table. How actually we can do, we can use a as of now we have a table like this. Okay, so we have table like this, let me try to execute. Okay, so what actually we can do, we can use a row number only, or let us try to remove this with the help of row number. Okay, what actually we will do, select star row number. Okay, row number over what actually we will do, partition by id, order by id, we will assign as rn from this particular table. If I will try to execute this, you will get to see the record which is having a, it will assign one rank to the all the record, and you can see the id 5 which got reported. So this only we had to remove because this is the duplicate record. How actually we can remove, we can use again the ct function over here. We ct as we can wrap this whole function into ct, and you can assign. After this what actually we will do, we will try to filter it out. Select star from ct we will do where rn equal to the 1, where the rank equal to the 1, that only the things we will take it. If you will do, you will get to see only the unique entries record, the duplicate entry got dropped. You can see now id 5 also coming only one time. Okay, so means it is removing the duplicate. So like this actually we can handle it. Okay, now let us try to see what are the our third problem. So we have seen like how to find out the duplicate record, how to remove the duplicate record. Now third problem is find out the third highest salary from the table. You can see in this particular table we have a salary is given, right? Find out third highest salary. You can see in this particular table we have id, name, post and the salary, right? So we have to find out the which is the top third highest salary. The highest salary we can directly find out, select maximum salary from the employee, right? If I will do select maximum salary from employee, this will give me only the which is the highest salary. But the question is like how to find out the third highest salary. For that also we can use a row number. How actually we can use, select star comma row number. Okay, over what actually we will do, order by, we will do order by salary, descending order. In the descending order the salary will show as rn from employee, means based on the descending order of the salary one rank will get assigned. Okay, let us try to execute and how actually it look like, we'll try to see. If I will execute this, you can see one rank which got assigned based on their highest salary. Now if we will filter it out, the rank equal to the third, we will get it the third highest salary, right? Because based on the highest salary it assigned the one rank, the 1 2 3 from highest to the lowest. Now if I will try to filter it out, if I will try to wrap it with cts, and if I will try to wrap it out here, if I will try to filter or select star from ct where rn equal to the third, if I will do this, I will get all third highest salary, right? The third highest salary is 1 lakh something, the id 5. If I will try to give the 4, I will get the fourth highest salary. So like this actually we can find out the third highest salary, or third or fourth or any highest salary. If you want to find out, you will get to see. Okay, now let us try to see what is our fourth problem. Fourth problem is find out highest salary based on their post. Okay, so we have a different post. Let me try to show you. Select star from employee if I will do. Select star from employee if I will do. Select star from employee I will do. You will get to see we have a different post. We have software engineer, data engineer, and the data analyst, and based on their salary is given. So what actually we had to find out, what is the highest salary for the software engineer, what is the highest salary for the data analyst engineer, what is the highest salary for this data engineer, software engineer, and the data analyst engineer. How actually we can do in the similar approach we will try to solve it. Okay, so what actually I will do, I will try to use a row number. Select star row number. Okay, row number. What actually now I will do, I will try to partition by post, means I am grouping based on the post, and I will do order by salary descending order, and I will try to assign a rank from employee table. If I will try to execute, you will get to see based on the each post one rank got assigned. For the data analyst the highest is 20, then 10, and then 7, and rank got assigned 1 2 3. For the data engineer 30 and then 8, so it got assigned one rank 1 and 2. For software engineer also, if I will try to filter rn equal to the 1, so for each post the highest salary will get filtered it out, right? So like this actually we can use. If I will use this city as, right, select star from city, if I will do select from city where, now here if I will try to filter only the rank equal to the 1, it will filter only the highest salary, right? You can see the data analyst the highest salary is this, for data engineer the highest salary is 30, and then for software engineer the highest salary is 10. So like this actually we can find out the highest salary based on the each post. Okay, I hope you have understood this particular problem.